Hello everybody and welcome back to the Sutton United Career Mode series here on FIFA 23. I'm DFG and today we have our last two games of the league season to see if we can get into the playoffs. We are currently in a playoff spot, so we are definitely the holders of our own destiny. But if we were to slip up, there are plenty of teams around us who could pop into the playoff spot and take it from us. So we need 2 wins in our last 2 games here today. The first opponent is Hartlepool. They are 17th with 55 points in 45 games, so they really don't have much to play for other than pride, though they did beat us earlier in the season, so it's not going to be an easy game, even though they may not have much to play for. I do remember Jake Hasty giving us some awful fits against us in our earlier encounter, so he's someone we're going to have to look out for. Our starting 11 is there in front of you. No formation changes, but we do make a few changes with Randall coming out of the side for Thomas on the left-hand side. And here we go. Sutton United versus Hartlepool here today. Sutton United need 2 wins from their final 2 games if they want to go into the playoffs to guarantee it. A game against Hartlepool, a team they've lost to already this season, is one of their final 2 games. Let's see what they can do here today. Hartlepool will come forward first. Niang, Gray, Barden's out there with him. He gets a block in, and Huma-Huma is there, and it's Huma-Huma with the chance, and Rose gets down and is able to hold on to it. He's going to throw it out here to Thomas, and now they come forward here, Sutton United. Wilson, Gambin. Here's a strike, and it's a good save from Leatherin. The first chance for Sutton today is a pretty well built move, but it's saved. Sutton United with the ball here again. That was Thomas trying to the ball across, but Buteman's able to get the ball back. Here's Smith, Wilson. Lovely little ball here, Gambin! And there's the opener for Sutton United. A beautiful goal. And it's Luke Gambin who gets it. It's actually a really good move from Sutton. 2-touch football to get it through the Gambin. And the finish is exquisite. Gets the ball through. He chips it up a little bit, Gambin. And just hits it on the volley into the corner. It's 1-0 for Sutton. Huma-Huma. He's able to win that. Silla. John's there with him. Sterry. Huma-Huma. Goes through to Niang! And Hartlepool are right back in the game. Patient build up from Hartlepool. And Niang is able to finish. Just passed about it outside the box until Niang makes that run. It's a good finish by Niang, but Rose shouldn't be beaten at his front post. It's 1-1. Game on. Ball comes in from the free kick, and it's Beautyman with the header. Bentley can't believe it. It's a great chance. Beautyman rises highest. It's just over the crossbar. It's Hartlepool with the free kick. Eastman wins it. Comes back to Silla. Now Hasty. Hasty drives forward. Great chance here. Good save by Rose. Both teams have had chances here in the early goings of this game. Coming up to half time. Goodlife is able to intercept the ball there and get it away. And there goes half-time whistle. 2 teams really trying to go forward. And they've had their chances on both sides. Mohamed Niang, the man who was able to get the equaliser for Hartlepool after a good move. But at half-time, it's Sutton United 1, Hartlepool 1. .45 minutes left to go here. Hartlepool were able to get out an equaliser. But Sutton need to get the win here if they want to guarantee a playoff spot. Let's see if they can get one here in the second half. And there's a sliding tackle from Silla. Thomas has been a nuisance down this left-hand side for Hartlepool today. And that's another foul he's been able to get. And it's a yellow card for Silla as well. Here's Cook. In a dangerous position. Huma-Huma. Rose is out and it's a great save. And Sutton not quite able to get it away yet. Here's Gray. Huma-Huma. Barden's there to try and just shelter them out. They're keeping him outside the box at the moment. Here's Nelson. He tries to pass it. Good Life gets it away. And finally Sutton are able to clear it. Time is running out for Sutton. But Thomas has done well there. He's been a nuisance all day, as I've said. Buteman has a strike! And the keeper gets a save. And now it's Buteman to be the deliverer. Ball comes in. John is there, and that's over the crossbar. Sutton United now really pushing forward for the winner. And this time it's John's header that's just over the crossbar. Long kick out. Won by Sutton easily. And now Gambin. Wilson. Nice turn by Wilson. Here's a great chance. Wilson. Still Wilson. And that should have been it. An absolutely glorious chance. He did the hard work. The finish was all he needed. And he put it way wide. Bentley can't believe it. Time is beginning to run out here for Sutton. But Barden does get the ball back. He gives it to Gambin. Run by Wilson, and Gambin has used it as a dummy. Gambin throws into the box and finishes it. With just under 10 minutes to go, Sutton United have taken the lead. And that could be the goal. That could get Sutton United that much closer to the playoffs. It's all Gambin here. Barden gives the ball to him, and he just uses the dummy from Wilson and drives into the box. Left foot. Finessed into the corner. 2-1. Hartlepool trying to spoil the party here as they come forward with very little time left. It's Hasty. Gets the ball in. That's a threatening ball, and it's a great save from the goalkeeper. How important has Jack Rose been to this Sutton United team throughout the season? It's a superb ball from Hasty. Right onto his head. But Rose saves it. Featherstone is going to take it. Ball comes in. Goalkeeper is up. These last few minutes. And here's a chance for Wilson to really close it. He has a go from his own half, but it won't go in. He's off target. Gambin was nearly able to nick the ball there from the kick out, but there could be a chance for Hartlepool to do something. It's Hasty again. He's always dangerous out here on this right-hand side. He tries to get the ball in, but Good Life blocks it. He eventually does get it in, but Nelson's been crowded out. Barden clears it away, and there goes the full-time whistle. Sutton United, with 2 games to go, needed 6 points, and the first half of that has been completed. 3 points here today gets them that much closer to the playoffs. In a very entertaining game indeed. Gambin bagged a brace here after a really good performance from the attacking midfielder. He's been really good over the last few games. And at the end of 90 minutes, it's Sutton United 2, Hartlepool 1. Step 1 complete. Now it's time for the final step. Get another win and we're guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. We go into 6th spot here. And Newport County and Doncaster and Stockport are all there waiting for us to slip up. So we need to win this game to guarantee a spot in the playoffs. Northampton and Mansfield, they have their 46 games played, but they are guaranteed a playoff spot. So they won't have anything to worry about. The team we play today is Rochdale. They have 2 games left to play as well, but they're right at the bottom of the table, and there is no relegation in League 2 in FIFA, so they don't have anything to fight for either. We did face them in March and we beat them 2-1, so it is a big game for us, so I'm not going to take any chances, but yeah, they don't have much to fight for. We've beaten them before, we should beat them. Ian Henderson is the guy I'm going to be looking at here. He has 11 goals, but we make no changes to the side here today. after the win against Hartlepool. Let's see if we can get this win. Sutton United and Rochdale go 1-1 here on the final day for Sutton. A win here today guarantees a playoff spot for them. Anything less opens the door for one of the other teams to get the playoffs, so they have to win here. Been a pretty quiet 20 minutes or so. Very scrappy in the middle. But now Sutton United are trying to open up the game. Gambin's got Buteman. And there's the first goal. Sutton United opened the scoring just after the 20-minute mark. And it's Harry Buteman who gets it. It's really well played by Gambin. He's in great form at the moment. He just gives the ball to Buteman. He doesn't try to be smart about it. He just puts his laces through the ball. Hits it hard. And it hits the back of the net. 1-0. Throw in. Sariki. Sinclair. Campbell. Striking! There's a good save from Rose. Good play from Rochdale. They're not out of this game yet. This isn't going to be just a waltz in the park for Sutton. Ball in. Headed away. It's Gambin who picks this up at the edge of the box, and he's the one who's driving forward. Good ball out to Wilson. Lovely chip back into Gambin. This could be 2, and it is. Sutton United turning on the style here as Gambin doubles their lead. Starts with Gambin, it finishes with Gambin. He just drives forward after the corner. Gives the ball to Wilson, and Wilson, you have to give him credit. That's an absolutely glorious pass into the path of Gambin. 2-0. Every chance Sutton have had, they've made it count. They're coming forward here again. Eastman, Wilson, strike. It's 3 before the half. Sutton United are showing their class and are making sure that they are going to the playoffs. Because every chance they get, they score. Great turn by Wilson. Right foot, right into the corner. It's a great strike from Wilson. Really good finish. He's been a bit unlucky over the last few weeks. But there's the third goal. And there goes the halftime whistle. Sutton United have been far and away the better team in this game. It wasn't going to be easy coming into this game. Rochdale are at the bottom of the table though, and Sutton United have beaten them before. But at halftime, it's Sutton United 3, Rochdale 0. Stockport are ahead, so they could overtake us, but with the way things are going, we should be able to see this out. 45 more minutes for Sutton United to survive, to see if they can get to the playoffs. 3 goals in the first half should be enough to win this game. But there's 45 more minutes to go. Let's see what it'll bring. Sutton United have just taken the sting out of the second half. But Gonzalez has done excellently there. Great turn, driving forward. Excellent play by Gonzalez! He's got everything but the finish, young man. A really poor second half. Around the 60-minute mark, Sutton United have made all the substitutions, and the roar from the Sutton United crowd will tell you all that it needs to. Mark Bentley has brought this Sutton United side to the playoffs. Under pressure over the last few weeks, but he has completed what he set out to do over these last few weeks, and that was get them into the playoffs. Luke Gambin has been excellent in this last few games. The run up to the end, the final stretch, if you will, he's been excellent. At the end of this game, Sutton United win. Sutton United 3, Rochdale 0. They will be in the playoffs. Stockport also won their game 3-0. So for us to get that win is extremely important, because if we lose that game and one of the other teams are able to get ahead of us, Stockport then only have to win on their final game of the season, because they do have a game in hand on us to get into the final playoff spot. So we needed 2 wins to make sure that we get into the playoffs. We've done that, and really, it was get into the playoffs or bust with the way things have gone over the last few weeks in terms of the objectives and the way have the board have reacted in terms of Mark Bentley's tenure over the last few weeks. So for us to get into playoffs, hopefully we'll be able to have Mark Bentley as the manager for another year, and I'll look a little bit more about completing what objectives they have in the future. But I'm happy with the way we played in both those games. We were very, very good. Hartlepool were a tough out, but we were able to go in the game. Luke Gambin has been absolutely superb over the last few games. In the last 2 games, he really just turned it on. He just said, "Don't worry, Gaffer, I'll take over from here," and bagged the brace to make sure that we won the first game and scored the second in the second one. So with that, we do make it to the playoffs. We have guaranteed 6th spot. Newport County, Stockport, and Doncaster can all get the 7th spot with the final game of the season. And after advancing a few days, we find out that Stockport beat Newport County to get into the playoffs. So they will be the team that take up the 7th spot. However, we knew who we were going to face before that last game, and that was going to be Northampton. And out of all the teams that we could have faced, Mansfield Town, Stockport, and Northampton, I think Northampton are probably the most difficult out of the 3. We haven't beaten them in the league this season. We did beat them in the St. Johnstone's Trophy, but we didn't beat them in the league. Here are some of the stats for the League 2. We do have a good few players in the assists. We got Smith, Eastmans, Gambin, Bardens there at the bottom. We didn't have anyone in the goals. Lucas Aikens was the top scorer in that. In terms of clean sheets, we had Rose in the top 5, so he had a pretty good season in the league. We were a bit up and down in terms of our defense. I think that we had times where we just shut off, but he did finish in the top 5, so that's a good record to have. Didn't get many cards this season. We were fairly good in terms of discipline this year. So, but there are the stats for League 2. Here are the stats for the squad. You can pause if you want to see any of the stats, but we will go through them all slowly as you'll be able to pause, as I said, and see what kind of stats each player had. Going into the playoffs, as I said, Northampton aren't going to be easy. I think over the course of the season, we probably weren't a team that were going to go up. We're just very inconsistent. But the playoffs are unpredictable, and I think that we go into the playoffs against Northampton, and we've got a chance. We have beaten them before, not in the league, but they did have a weakened squad out for that game, so we're just gonna have to dig deep and see if we can win and get into the League 1 through the playoffs. I'd like to see who you thought our season's MVP was. Over the course of the season, everyone kind of had good runs of form, bad runs of form. I think Craig Eastman had a very good season. 10 goals and 51 games from midfield is a very good return. Popped up with some really, really important goals. So I would say Craig Eastman. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And the big thing is that we're still not going to have Omar Bougil for these playoffs. He's out for a significant length of time, if you remember. It's going to be a good few months. He's not even going to be fit for the start of next season. So he is going to be out for a long time. So we're going to have to see if we can find a way past that. In terms of our team at the tournament, we actually had 3 players in it. John, Goodlife, and Eastman were all in it. So very, very happy with that. Lucas Aikens won the sharpshooter. He had 25 goals, I think. The goalkeeper of the tournament was Ward, and the player of the tournament was Stockport's Madden, and he's going to be in the playoffs as well. So if we do beat Northampton, we might face him in the playoff final. depending on how they get on against Mansfield. But that is the end of our video here today. I would like to thank each and every one of you for watching. We have one more episode left in this season, and that is the playoffs. So we will get through the entire playoffs, and then we'll see what goes on from there. We'll see you again, guys, and have a great day.